Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome if you're new. Thank you for taking time out of your day to check the video out. We have more PlayStation news, rumors, and leaks to go over and cover here today. So before we dive into it, if you end up enjoying the video or finding it informative, be sure to leave it a like. And if you are new here to the channel, please consider hitting that subscribe button as well. We're starting here with a potential tease for an upcoming announcement that I just came across. So looking over at the Gaming Leaks and Rumors subreddit, it says here, Christopher Judge teases God of War announcements in the next 2 weeks. And it says here he speaks in plural and he refers to announcements of new projects. It says also Roberto Clemente, the senior staff animator at Sony Santa Monica, retweeted the tease, and several people are speculating what it could be. Now, the first thing that people kind of jump to here, understandably so, when it comes to what exactly Christopher Judge could potentially be teasing, is the fact that there is an Amazon show coming up, I believe on December 10th, called Secret Level. And I think many of you are aware of the show. It's like an anthology series celebrating, gaming. And it's been confirmed there is a dedicated PlayStation episode. And in fact, Kratos was teased to be part of this PlayStation episode. But there's something that I want to bring up here that I think a lot of people may have forgotten about, that I'm not saying that this is what Christopher Judge is teasing, but it's just, again, the first thing that kind of popped into my mind when I came across this. So about a month ago or a month and a half ago, it was being reported that a God of War Greek Saga PS5 collection is actually not only in the works, but basically already completed, and it's something that's going to be announced in the not too distant future. So it says here, according to the post on X, it's alleged that the development of all of the games in the God of War Greek Saga are already finished, and they are just waiting to announce the remaster's release date. It's reported that these remastered titles will be released in 2025, with an announcement of the games coming sometime in December, and potentially releasing even, by March. When most people think of the God of War saga, most people think of God of War 1 through 3, but it's being reported that the Greek saga will include all of the PSP games as well as Ascension. So, yeah, this is why I wanted to bring this up, because this was a rumor that I would say gained a bit of traction, but then just kind of went away, because not too long after this, there was the rumor that Sony's going to have maybe some kind of event or state of play in December to celebrate the 30th anniversary. And, look, I'm just going to leave it here. I'm not necessarily saying that we should expect this. This could be completely false, but I did just find it interesting that, Christopher Judge is teasing projects and announcements that are coming up in the first week or so of December. So we'll just, like I said, we'll leave it here. I just wanted to report this to you guys. If you want to play it safe, then just assume he's simply talking about the Secret Level episode featuring Kratos and God of War. That's very well what he could be talking about, but still, it'll be interesting to see what else possibly awaits. So we're going to move on to the next topic here, which is something that I think is kind of funny, but I wanted to show you guys because a lot of people are kind of making a big deal out of this, and I understand why. I don't think it's meant to be taken that seriously, but on the PS5 subreddit, I came across this post where it says, senior social media manager at Xbox posts a picture of PS5 saying, quote, "This is a Xbox," although it should say this is an Xbox. But this was something that I recently came across, where Jeff Keighley posted his 30th anniversary PS5 Pro, and he kind of zoomed in on it, and he said, "If you know, you know." And yeah, the head of Xbox's social media, this is what they put out there. And so, naturally it kind of stirred the pot a bit. And I would say a couple of things here. First, there are, I think, Xbox players who get frustrated when they see this, because if there's something that I've noticed is that there are Xbox players on the internet that they kind of push back against some of the stuff that Microsoft is doing. They like specifically the recent marketing campaign of this is an Xbox. They're kind of not, I would say, aggressively pushing back against it, but definitely making it known that they don't really respect the way in which Microsoft is going about this, where it seems like it's really, truly just completely devaluing the Xbox console and relegating it to just a whatever, right? And there were jokes and memes kind of floating around after Microsoft announced this marketing campaign where people were putting pictures of PlayStation and jokingly using the same bold green text saying this is an Xbox. But to see the head of Xbox's social media also jumping in on that, I mean, it really does make those Xbox players that have taken to social media to kind of push back against this truly look foolish in a way that honestly I wouldn't have expected, where it's like, yeah, dude, even Xbox themselves is getting in on the joke and posting this stuff about PlayStation. And it's worth noting that this senior marketer at Xbox said, some of y'all take Twitter too seriously. I'm just joking with Jeff. And yeah, I mean, of course, like, people are going to take it too seriously. Unfortunately, that's just the way it is on the internet. But yeah, man, just thought I would show you guys this. It was kind of funny. It does make you wonder, it does make you wonder what they may have prepped for 2025. But moving on to the next topic, we have some good news for PlayStation game preservation. This is being reported by Push Square. They say game preservation is more important than ever. As our industry matures, the thought of losing valuable source code, design documents, and artwork feels unthinkable, but it happens all the time. Sony has taken steps to prevent that, assigning preservation expert Garrett Fredley and a few of his colleagues the task of creating a secure archive of all PlayStation games, both past and present. In a rare update on X, he revealed this week that the project had officially reached the 500 terabyte milestone. So he says, we have crossed the 500 terabyte preserved PlayStation history at work. It's weird to consider what half a petabyte looks like, considering the size of modern AAA titles. It's an honor to preserve it all, but copying hundreds of millions of files is super slow. So yeah, this is something that I would say went a bit under the radar, but we do see people in the industry that are always talking about the importance and the necessity, in their opinion, of game preservation. And it doesn't seem like many people are aware that this is something Sony is actively trying to do with PlayStation, and it's wise, right? We do want to commend them for this, because this is stuff that we do want to see preserved. We don't want to just see it disappear, right? So there you go, a rare but I would say good update. 500 terabytes, that's a lot of data. So let me know your thoughts on that. Moving on to the final topic of the video, we have a bit of a sales update for the US. This is coming from Circana. The main focus of this sales update is on Call of Duty. Now, it's worth noting that console sales across the board are down again, for Switch, PlayStation, and Xbox. PlayStation was the number one, console in terms of overall sales and dollars, but generally speaking, the hardware sales are down compared to this time last year. But when it comes to the sales of Call of Duty, it says, unsurprisingly, at the top of the software charts for the month is Call of Duty Black Ops 6, which has also instantly become the third highest selling game of the year in the US in terms of dollar sales. Its launch is 23 times bigger than that of last year's Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3, with 82% of the game sales coming from PS5 and PS4. So a couple of things here. Number one, Helldivers 2 is actually at the number 2 spot, so it's still ahead of Call of Duty. Just goes to show how well Helldivers 2 is sold, but I wouldn't be surprised if Call of Duty ends up kind of overtaking it at some point. But yeah, 82% of sales coming from PS5, PS4. Not shocking, I would say, right? I mean, of course, Microsoft made this game available on Game Pass, so of course, most people on the Xbox platform are not going to actually buy the game. It's not to say that nobody did, but 82% is kind of, I mean, honestly, it's not like, I almost said crazy, but it's just one of these things where it's like, wow, that's a lot, man. Like, that is a lot of the overall sales pie chart, right? So I think the main takeaway here is that it's safe to say that no matter what happens, Microsoft is never going to stop selling Call of Duty on PlayStation because it just sells too well. They're just simply making way too much money from full price sales on the PlayStation platform. It's not ever going to change. So yeah, figured I would just kind of update you guys with this. I told you I would keep you updated with that sales data. At this point, the only thing I'm really curious to know is, again, I want to get some numbers for Game Pass. I'm just curious to know how much Black Ops 6 did or did not boost Game Pass in terms of actual numbers. Like, is it at 40 million now? Did it go beyond 40 million? Is it less than 40 million subscribers? I'm curious to know. But guys, that's going to do it for the video. I hope you did enjoy it. I hope you did find it informative. If you did, leave it a like. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. Hit the bell notification icon and feel free to share this video out on top of all that. But until next time, guys, take care.